The room was all glass, all power, until a tiny voice detonated the silence. "You're my dad." Every executive froze as 6-year-old Lily Parker sprinted straight past security and wrapped her arms around Grant Harrington, the billionaire CEO, like she'd done it 1,000 times. Grant's hand hovered in the air, unsure whether to push her away or catch her. The boardroom men in suits' laptops, open million-dollar decisions on the screen, went dead quiet. Lily tilted her face up, eyes wet but fearless. "Everyone's scared of you," she blurted. "But I'm not. You look like you need a hug." A nervous chuckle died in someone's throat. Grant didn't laugh. He didn't yell. He just stared at the child clinging to him like she'd cracked open a door he'd welded shut years ago, back when his wife Claire died, and the warmth drained out of him for good. At the doorway stood Lily's mother, Elena Parker, in a janitor's uniform, breathless and mortified. "I'm so sorry," she ran. Grant raised one hand. "Not to threaten. To stop the room." "Cancel the meeting," he said, voice low. Final. Then to Lily. "What's your name?" "Lily," she sniffed. "And I didn't mean to mess up your work. I had to find you." Grant's jaw tightened. He glanced at Elena, really looked at her, and something unreadable flickered across his face. "Come with me," he said quietly, "both of you." And just like that, the coldest man in the building walked out of his own boardroom, holding a little girl's hand. Grant didn't lead them to some cozy lounge. He marched them down a private hallway, where the carpet swallowed footsteps, and the air smelled like polished wood and expensive cologne. A few assistants tried to speak clipboard in hand, panic in their eyes, but one look from him and they scattered. Inside his office, the city stretched behind him in a wall of windows. Grant Harrington moved like a man who'd trained himself not to feel. No family photos, no messy desk, just clean lines and cold light. Elena stood by the door, twisting the hem of her janitor's shirt like it might keep her anchored. "Mr. Harrington, I swear I didn't plan this," she said, voice shaking. "Lily, she's a sweet kid, but she gets ideas, and—" "I asked for an explanation," Grant cut in, calm but sharp, not an apology. Lily climbed onto the leather chair like it was a playground slide, her sneakers squeaking on the polished floor. She swung her legs and stared at him with that unblinking courage only a child can have. Elena swallowed hard. "I'm new here," she said. "Night shift? Cleaning floors nobody notices. We keep our heads down." Grant's eyes flicked to her hands, raw around the knuckles. Nails trimmed short, the kind of hands that scrub and scrub until the skin stops protesting. He looked away fast, like the sight bothered him. "And your father?" he asked Lily, voice turning careful around the word. Lily shrugged. "Mom says he was someone important. Someone who left." Elena flinched. "Lily." "It's okay," Lily insisted, then turned right back to Grant. "But you feel familiar." She pressed a small palm to her chest, like she was checking her own heartbeat. "Like when I see you, my stomach does this funny flip." Grant's jaw tightened. His gaze drifted to the far corner of the room, where a framed photo sat half-hidden behind a stack of reports so out of place it was almost embarrassing. A woman with bright eyes and a soft smile. Claire. Gone for years, but still there like a ghost he refused to name. For a moment, Grant's mask cracked. Not enough for anyone to call it emotion. Just a flicker, like a light turning on in a house that's been empty too long. Elena noticed it. She lowered her voice. "After Claire passed, people said you changed." Grant's eyes snapped back. "People talk." "They do," Elena said, quieter now. "And they don't understand what grief does to a person." Lily slid off the chair and walked up to him, slow and steady, like she was approaching a skittish dog. She reached for his hand without asking. His fingers twitched, ready to pull back. But then, almost against his will, he let her take it. Her hand was warm. His was cold. "You don't have to be scary all the time," Lily whispered. Grant stared down at their joined hands, as if he didn't recognize the man allowing this. Then he cleared his throat, voice rougher than before. "Tomorrow," he said to Elena, but with his eyes still on Lily. "Bring her back." "Same time." Elena blinked. So why? Grant finally looked up, and for the first time his gaze wasn't steel. It was something older. Tired. Human. Because he said, choosing each word like it weighed a pound, I need to know why she came running into my life. Like she belonged here. The next 20 minutes felt like a storm trapped inside a luxury building. Outside Grant Harrington's office, the executive floor buzzed like a shaken beehive. People whispered behind palms. Phones lit up. Someone in a navy suit hissed, "Did that kid really just call him Dad?" Another voice snapped back. Not in the hallway. Grant didn't hear any of it. Or maybe he did and didn't care. Inside, Elena kept Lily close like a hand on a runaway balloon. "Sweetheart, we're leaving. Right now." "You can't do that again," she murmured, trying to smile through the panic. Lily leaned toward Grant's desk, squinting at the skyline behind him. "You can see for miles from here," she said. "My mom and I live where you can see the alley and the trash cans." Elena's cheeks burned. "Lily." Grant's eyes flicked to Elena, quick assessing like he was filing away every detail he'd ignored about people like her for years. The worn soles of her shoes, the tiny soap stains on her sleeve, the way her shoulders stayed hunched even in a room this huge, as if she expected to be yelled at any second. "Security will escort you," he said automatically. Elena stiffened. "Please don't. She didn't steal anything. She didn't hurt anyone." Grant paused. The old him would have kept his voice cold. The old him would have ended this with a signature and a dismissal. Instead, he exhaled slowly, like he was trying not to break something fragile inside his own chest. "No escort," he corrected. "Just make sure you get downstairs safely." Lily stepped forward again, fearless as ever. "You're not mad." Grant looked down at her. Really looked. 6 years old, missing a front tooth, strands of hair escaping her ponytail, the kind of kid who should have been worrying about cartoons and snacks, not barging into boardrooms full of strangers. "I should be," he admitted. "But I'm not." Lily nodded, like that made perfect sense. "That's 'cause you're sad," she said plainly. "When people are sad a long time, they forget how to be nice." Elena sucked in a breath. "Lily, you can't." "Yes, I can," Lily insisted, turning back to Grant. "Everyone treats you like you're a monster, like you're made of ice. But my teacher says people get icy when they've been hurt." The words landed hard, not because they were sophisticated, because they were true. Grant's gaze drifted again to that half-hidden photo on the shelf. Claire smiling at a beach